Good morning and welcome to another one of Wally's weekly car reviews. You know what? We have a great little car today, the 2021 Mazda Miata, basically. They call it the MX-5. We grew up calling it the Miata. One of the things that you're going to like about this car is if you ever had a go-kart when you were a kid, this is the best thing that you're going to get as an adult toy, for sure. It is definitely rocking the LED lights right here with HID lights at night that really work well. We were up in the mountains doing some work the other night, drove back home on bright. These things lighted up the world. It was great. Let's go ahead and pop the hood, Maddie. Just take a look here at this little bit of 2.0 liter Skyactiv motor. Now if I can find my handle here. There we go. Oh, okay, so the Skyactiv G 4-cylinder motor is making 181 horsepower and 151 foot-pounds of torque. Now, one of the things that I always look at from a performance standpoint here, see this rod right here and this linkage that all connects the one shock tower to the other, stiffens the chassis. Underneath, you're also going to have an anti-roll bar in the front and the back, makes this thing handle like a go-kart, and it is so low on the ground, that's good too. So let's go ahead and take a look at the wheels here. We do have 17-inch alloy wheels, and for a little car, these are the perfect size wheels. Going through a corner, this thing is perfectly balanced. Going around the turns, down the straightaways, you feel in control the whole time. And like I said, you're pretty much driving a go-kart, and it feels like it. It's really cool. Now, it does have side mirrors here that are electric, so you can adjust them. But remember, this is like the old-time sports car. You're not going to get a whole lot of electronic features in here. Just like the seats, if you see, they are mechanical, meaning manually adjusted if you got to adjust them. But one of the things I like here, Matt, if you can get right in there, you're riding down the road, you got the top down, you got a lot of wind noise going on. This has a premium audio system in it, and the Bose speakers are mounted right inside the headrest, so it's kind of like having headphones on, just blasting in both of your ears. At 100 miles an hour, you can still hear the music. Now that's cool, but if you look down in the center there, you're going to see that knob right here. That goes ahead and that controls most of what you got going on here. So you can select your apps, and then down below it is your volume. Again, 6-speed manual transmission right there. We like to call that a millennial anti-theft device because most people can't drive a stick. Right, Maddie? Now, also the smart steering wheel, tilt telescopic, I might add. Got all your controls here, and for a 6-speed manual, it does also offer the dynamic cruise control. When you're in high gear, you set the cruise control so you can see what's going on, and it does have lane keeping also in it, so it's got a great little package of technology. My one complaint, and I do have a complaint, is the cup holders are really hard to get a hold of, and they just basically plug in right here. But Mazda builds this as a sports car and actually even has its own racing series. So when you go out and you buy one of these, you're automatically entered into the Mazda Miata racing series. So if you want to go out, you're an SCCA driver, NASA, something like that, a weekend driver, that's always good. So if you look in the back here, you see it does have satellite radio. It's got the little fin back here, third head or tail light right up here to keep you from getting run into. Now you notice the top's down, so one thing that people always ask is like, okay, well, it's a manual top, is it hard to put down or take up? It's literally one touch and something just like that. I mean, so within minutes or seconds, I should say, you got the top up. And if you look, it actually has a glass back window that has a defogger in the back that you can hit. So when it's humid like it is now, you might get a little bit of condensation. I know when I got out of the car this morning after having the AC on, my glasses fogged up. So that was one of the key things there. Opening up the trunk, you'll see we got Fluffy back here, but since it's so hot out, Fluffy wants to be a cool cat, so we made sure we brought the cooler along too. And frankly, if you look at it, for a little car, this is really a pretty deep trunk. So you see how big this is. So that's kind of a cool deal too. And if you look down here, you see diffusers in the back, you see the dual exhaust, the chrome tips right there. That's pretty much going to make sure that everything stays cool, stays happening, and keeps you relevant. Now, if you're out there looking, MSRP on this is $33,310. Now, if you shop around, I went to a couple Mazda dealers this week, and everybody seems to have a lot of Miatas, and they also make a coupe version too that's a hardtop. So when you want to think about that, always think about having fun, kicking butt and taking names. Frankly, this thing is a lot of fun. Just be careful on the freeway because it is kind of low. But until next week, if you want any more information on this, go to aztv.com. Wally's Weekend Drive will give you all the information you need.